let's go.
Yes.
Let's do it. Good luck. Everyone here is toss-up one. Pseudo-facility consists of the azo entity with these two entities diametrically opposite. The PEA and SEA parameters characterize the strengths of these two kinds of entities. The presence of these two entities, which serve as a cathode-data constituent, stabilize rivals in the cathode-data effect. The presence of each of these entities on opposite sides of the compound yields a push-pull compound. The presence of these two entities together will lower a compound's HOMO-LUMO gap. These groups contribute plus I and minus I effects, with the exception
Oh, sorry. Electron donating and electron withdrawing groups?
That's correct.
Good job.
Columbia, your bonus. This is your consummate relationship with the separate balance one on armistice. Fails in the individual by Sylvia. It says she has cancer and throws herself downstairs. Presented when she is about England at all, who moves Berlin and England, who works in the Imperial Department of Statistics. This man is the protagonist of the parade and tetralogy.
Oh, it's this by Formatics Ford, but or
And
Kenneth
it's Christopher Tetchens.
Tetchens, yeah, that's
Christopher
right.
Tetchens is the protagonist of parade and tetralogy by this author, the modernist novel, The Good Soldier.
Brown Ford, right?
Ford.
Ford.
Ford is correct. Tetchens' relationship with Val and Monos is partly based on Ford's relationship with this woman, who in turn fictionalized the relationship with Ford in her novel, Quartet.
Oh, it's Lady Caroline Blackwood, maybe?
Sure.
Blackwood.
This is Jean Reese.
Okay. Ah, cool.
Also, two. An Orwell's biography claims that viewers became favorable to change when they looked at the images in this work. A critic proclaimed that nothing shows Wood's humanizing power better than the world of machines depicted in images accompanying this work. The 9th and 10th volumes of illustrations of this work are still of interest since they depict the secrets of the global manufactory. The 5,000 images that accompanied this work were hailed as the beginning of a philosophy of the object by Roland Barthes, who called their depictions of subjects such as coin making and iron forging a threat.
The encyclopedia.
That's
Good job.
Florida, you get a bonus. In an article about this place's enlightenment, Dag Herbjørn praises Anton Amo, whose Latin treatise in the art of philosophizing prefigures Kant's idea of a thing in itself. For 10 points each, name this continent, which Hegel claimed had no history in his lecture on the philosophy of history.
Africa.
Africa is correct. Anton Amo was from what is now this country. Another author who was born in England but raised here identified Hegel as part of a worldwide cosmopolitan tradition in his volume, Cosmopolitanism.
Yeah. Ghana.
Ghana is correct. Another philosopher from Ghana, Kwasi Wiredu, has spent much of his career arguing against this approach to African philosophy, in which the namesake individuals are seen as the bearers of the African philosophical tradition. An anthology by Henry Oruga popularized this term.
Ubuntu is a thing, but in African philosophy, we don't type of individualism.
Yes.
On the side or Ubuntu.
These are sage
Okay.
philosophy or sagacity.
Good point.
20 on the bonus. Here is toss-up 3. Two women carry water drawn from a fountain at the center of one of the 7 Greek paintings that Hubert Damisch called this city's perspectives, which depict nearly empty ideal cities to illustrate the principles of urban planning. A duke of this city commissioned a room. Sforza? Sforza is not correct. Duke of this city commissioned a room lined in wood in Tarsia, featuring promptly renderings of open cabinets and projecting benches, called his studiolo. A duchess of this city was depicted on a unicorn-drawn chariot facing her husband, who also appears kneeling in the Brera Madonna. The half-missing nose of that duke from this city is accentuated in Piero della Francesca's portrait of him with his wife, Battista Sforza. Federico de Montefeltro ruled this city, which titles a painting whose background features two maids rummaging through a cassone near a window. For 10 points, name this Italian city whose Venus is the subject of a Titian painting.
Urbino.
Pardon?
Urbino.
Urbino is correct, yes, 10 points.
Very good.
Columbia, your bonus. A famous crocker painted in this style, which was stolen from an Etruscan tomb
Red
in
figure, black
1971, depicts the corpse of Sarpedon being carried away by Hypnos and Thanatos. For 10 points each, name this style of Greek face painting that emerged in late archaic Athens. The Endokides painter is credited with inventing this style, whose early practitioners include the rivals Euthymides and Euphronios.
Is it red or black figure? Okay. Red figure.
You have chosen wisely. It's red figure painting. The notable red figure cup adorned with a painting of the dead Memnon is often nicknamed for this Michelangelo sculpture in St. Peter's Basilica, a marble depiction of Mary cradling Jesus' body on her lap.
Pietà.
Pietà is correct. Euphronios and Euthymides belong to this early set of red figure painters, which took advantage of the new red figure style to paint human figures in unusual poses and in unprecedented anatomical detail.
I think they're called the Berlin painters.
There will be pioneer group.
That's
related, but not the same.
4. In Ingeborg Bachmann's Molina, the unnamed protagonist...
Reset.
Thank you.
Sorry. In Ingeborg Bachmann's Molina, the unnamed protagonist writes a story about a character of this type from Vienna's Tagran neighborhood. During an outing with a character of this type, Honorio provokes and shoots a domesticated tiger in a novella by Goethe. In another story, a man charged with investigating some of these characters produces 3 twigs, respectively made of gold, silver, and diamonds, which prove his explanation of the condition of their shoes. A mouse who is also one of these characters, Pirlipat, eats the nut Krakatuk to undo a curse in the Nutcracker and the Mouse King. A woman who schemes to murder one of these characters is ordered to dance to death in red hot boots in a story by the brothers Grimm, who also wrote about 12 dancing ones.
Princesses?
Princesses is correct.
Great job.
Your bonus from Columbia answers the following about religious movements that became popular in the 1960s and 70s for 10 points each. The Maharishi Mahesh Yogi founded this international movement, whose practitioners received mantras tailored for them from generously paid instructors.
It's something yoga. Some kind of yoga, hatha yoga, hot yoga.
And
Okay, yoga.
This is transcendental meditation.
Oh,
TM.
that's right, yeah.
Abraham Maslow praised this LA-based cult founded as a drug rehabilitation program by Charles Derrick. Members of this cult verbally abused each other in regular therapy sessions called the game.
Is it Primal Scream? I don't think that's it, but Primal Scream.
This is Sin and Honor.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Another outgrowth of the human potential movement was Werner Erhard's EST organization, which L. Ron Hubbard claimed was a ripoff of this religion based on Albert Hubbard's self-help book, Dianetics.
Scientology.
Scientology is correct. You get 10 points.
Should have gotten the first part. Cool. That's fine.
5. In his stratagems, Frontinus credits this figure with being the first to divert a river so that the river could leave a city into 2 parts. Ammianus Marcellinus claims this ruler was the first person ever to castrate males, thus creating the first eunuchs. In some stories syncretizing her with Egyptian mythology, she is said to have been reincarnated as an egg-laying rabbit after death, making her the progenitor of the Easter Bunny. The Christian bishop Alexander Heslock claimed that polytheism was invented by this woman. In the Middle Ages, she was often...
Semiramis.
Semiramis is correct.
Good job.
Points for Julia. Your bonus. Pardon? The most notable artifact of this medieval kingdom is a golden rhinoceros made of foil with a wooden center. 10 points each identify this civilization, whose name means place of the jackals, which was the first class-based society in Africa. Its elite lived on top of a namesake hill, the middle class on a plateau, and the lowest below in a valley.
Oh, this is like is it Marina Kingdom? I don't think so. Yeah, I don't know. Marina Kingdom.
Pardon?
Marina.
This is the Mapungubwe kingdom.
Lovely.
The Mapungubwe dominated trade in southern Africa until the emergence of this great kingdom in the 11th century. It was home to soapstone bird sculptures and stone ruins said to replicate the Queen of Sheba's palace.
Great Zimbabwe.
Great Zimbabwe is correct. The Mapungubwe traded gold with this Swahili Coast Empire, founded in 960 CE by one of 7 sons of the Persian king of Shiraz. Its founder promised to acquire enough cloth to cover the island, only to renege on the deal.
Kilwa.
Kilwa is correct for 20 points. Get a score check for 1 quarter mark.
100 for Columbia and 25 for Florida.
You guys have it?
Yep.
Yes.
All right. Continuing with also 6, one man by this name had a partial biography written by author Thomas Thistlewood and agreed to cease hostility by signing the Treaty of Petty River Bottom, which granted equal hunting rights. Another man given this first name, which literally means man born on Monday, became a church sexton and founded the settlement of African Town, now called Africa Town. That man arrived in Mobile Bay in 1860 after he was shipped from the port of Whydah on the Clotilda, the last slave ship ever to make a transatlantic journey to America. Zora Neale Hurston filmed that man with this name, whose surname was Lewis. Aquaman.
Good job.
Cujo is
Wow.
good job.
Good job. Kojo Lewis. Good knowledge.
This molecule's trans-conformation is stereochemically rigid and is visible in steroid skeleton where the A ring meets the B ring and the B ring meets the C ring. Then what's each name is molecule whose cis isomer can undergo a chair flip. This fully saturated molecule is the second most common molecule used as an H donor solvent.
You think so? Yeah. Cyclohexane?
One more time.
Cyclohexane?
No, this is decalin. Decalin can be synthesized by complete hydrogenation of this aromatic hydrocarbon, which has 2 joined aromatic rings. It is commonly found in mothballs.
Naphthalene. That's right. Naphthalene.
Naphthalene is correct. And derivatives of naphthalene modified in this manner are often used as surfactants. This chemical transformation blocks the para position in electrophilic aromatic substitution to direct reactivity to the ortho position.
Blocks, pair position, direct, what, like,
And
Metallation.
they're sulfonated. Sulfonation. And on that bonus. The The article introducing this theorem discussed how uncertainty creates subjective probability distributions that later researchers Michael Jensen and William Meckling argued were strongly affected by agency costs. Alan Krauss and Robert Litzenberger's research on tax advantages led to the development of one of the two main models that attempts to adapt this theorem's ideal assumptions to real-world conditions. That model is trade-off theory, which rivals the pecking order model. Under assumptions of perfect market efficiency, no information asymmetry, and zero taxes or costs of transactions or bankruptcy, this theorem implies indifference between debt and equity. Capital structure.
The Modigliani-Miller theorem.
That is correct. The Modigliani-Miller theorem. Your bonus, Columbia. Pretend each answer the following about the mythical island of Wak Wak, which frequently appeared on maps in the Middle Ages. Geographers who wrote in this language often situated Wak Wak in
Arabic, I think.
China, inspiring many explorers to try to voyage there. The man who created the Tabula Rogeriana worked primarily in this language.
He mainly worked in Arabic, because he's Al-Idrisi, I think. Arabic.
Arabic is correct. Wak Wak is a faraway island whose inhabitants all had this trait. Penthesilea and Batalida were rulers they were warriors who had this trait.
They're all female.
Yeah.
They're all women.
Indeed, they are all women. Perhaps the most distinctive feature of Wak Wak was this object in its center, from which fully formed humans sprung. It may help to note that many writers describe the terrible screams that came from it.
And maybe like it's like a rock's pit where they. Okay, like a rock nest.
This is a tree of screaming human heads, of course.
Clearly dropped there by rocks, you know.
The origin of the Pokemon executive.
That would have been a great long con.
In addition of one of these pieces contained Heinrich Schenker's first published attempt at graphic analysis. An original manuscript of the last of these pieces unusually notates a phrase with upward stems despite it ending on a high A-flat 6. The fourth movement of one of these pieces opens with stark unharmonized Fs that ascend by an octave every 2 notes. A leap of a tenth from F to A characterizes the three-voice fugue theme used for the rest of that movement. In the last of these pieces, the right hand plays bouncy descending along short figures in groups of 4, while the left hand plays a syncopated G major second chords. That passage appears in the Arietta movement and has been described as a boogie-woogie. One of these pieces
Are they just Beethoven piano sonatas?
they are just Beethoven.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Because it was the Hammer computer.
Bonus Columbia, Thomas Jefferson referred to this man as a meteor of the hemisphere, teaching this early American mathematician who wrote the New American Practical Navigator in 1802, still published today as a practical encyclopedia of ocean navigation.
Have you sailed a boat recently, Noah?
Nope. I mean, say like Byron or something.
Say that.
And
Byron.
this is Nathaniel Bowditch. Nathaniel married a woman from this great American family whose most famous member gave the Coup Night speech to nominate James Lane, and was known as the great agnostic for his three-god lecture.
Yes, Ingersoll.
Ingersoll is correct. As related by Josiah Quincy, Bowditch scandalized polite society when he took over running the business affairs of this university. Its earlier presidents included Increase Mather during the time of the state.
Harvard.
Right?
That's right. Harvard.
Harvard is correct. You get 20 points. 2009. An army charged with laying siege to this city, commanded by Viscount Wimbledon after the resignation of John Ogle, got slaughtered after they found an abandoned house full of food and drank themselves into a stupor. A group of conservative deputies based in this city wrote the Manifesto of the Persians, encouraging the king to abolish a document drafted here called La Pepa. Patrick Masterson captured the French Imperial Eagle during an attempt to liberate this city at the Battle of Barossa. The Trienio Liberal reinstated a constitution named for this.
Cadiz.
Cadiz is correct. Your bonus in this film, the twins Oliver and Oswald make time-lapse videos of the decay of organic matter. For example, featuring this 1985 Peter Greenaway film in which those twins, who work at the zoo, lose their wives in a car accident in which Alma loses her leg.
Have we heard of this director? Tell us.
This is a Z and 2 knots. Manola Dargis compared the time-lapse footage of a pig decaying in shaded groups upstream color to a time-lapse sequence of a seed sprouting in this Terrence Malick film in which Bill and Abby work on a
Tree of
Texas
Life.
farm.
Yeah, I think so. Tree of Life.
This is Days of Heaven.
Oh.
Sam Taylor Johnson, a member
Damn.
of this movement that also includes Tracy Evan and Damien Hirst, has made several time-lapse videos of still life decay.
Yeah.
YBA.
That's correct, the young British artists. Get 10 points on the bonus. Here's House of Death, for which you have. In the 1931 novel, sometimes considered the first in this style, Max Fisher changes his name to Matthew Fisher to win the hand of Helen Gibbons. That novel in this style is by George Schuyler. The essay that coined this style's name analyzes a bric-a-brac costume called Gashalier, created by the Ramilzay, and the Milestone Comics superheroes of Dwayne McDuffie. Mark Derry's 1993 essay on this style also features an interview with that author who wrote the sexually graphic novel Hog, and a novel about the ruined city of Bologna. Authors commonly associated with this style include Samuel R. Delaney and Octavia Butler.
Afrofuturism.
Good job.
Is correct. Points for Columbia. Here's your bonus. This author met his teenage muse Juliana in 1820 while her father was painting his portrait. Within which each made this notably handsome American poet. Juliana Bordereau kept this poet's love letters to her, which an unscrupulous critic later tried to steal from her Venetian palazzo.
Who's guys? Fresnel, maybe?
Answer.
Whittier. I don't know.
It was Jeffrey Aspern.
Okay.
This author wrote a preface to the Aspern Papers discussing the pros and cons of writing about celebrities who could possibly have existed as though they were real. His other novellas include The Beast in the Jungle and Daisy Miller.
James H.
Henry James is correct. James's preference to the Aspern Papers compares Jeffrey Aspern to his other artist characters, such as Hugh Vereker in this short story about an unnamed literary obsessive who seeks Vereker's secret from great need.
James short story.
And
The Aspen Papers.
it's called The Figure in the Carpet. 10 points on the bonus, and that is the half.
All right. Half time, Columbia 200, Florida 45.
Agreed.
11, Columbia, you guys ready to go?
Yep.
You guys ready to go?
Yep.
Good luck to both teams. Here's possible. One algorithm for approximately solving this problem begins by using randomized quad trees for firstly partitioning the input set and probabilistically computes a number of crossings in a runtime on the order of big O of n log n to the big O of the square root of d times c to the big O of c in power. That PPAS algorithm by Aurora and Mitchell was a significant improvement to another algorithm that approximately solves this problem by constructing an Eulerian multigraph through a minimum spanning tree and
TSP.
yes, like I said, that's approximately 10 points. Columbia, this phenomenon, you realize in a system of nuclear spins where the realization time for the interaction between spins is small compared to the realization time for the interaction between the spins and the lattice. For example, it's generated by this phenomenon, which in systems of magnetic dipoles results in dipoles pointing opposite the direction of applied field. This phenomenon can only occur if the energy of physics is founded from above.
What do we think? Either anti-ferromagnetism or like overhauser? I think anti-ferromagnetism.
Okay, say that.
I really don't know.
Anti-ferromagnetism.
This is a negative temperature.
Oh, that makes sense.
The temperature can formally become negative because the derivative of this quantity with respect to the energy can become negative under the circumstances described above. This temperature is proportional to the log of the number of microstates according to Wolfram's formula.
Yeah, go for it. Entropy.
Entropy is correct. Paramagnetic systems at low temperatures exhibit a shocking anomaly. A peak in the graph of this quantity versus temperature. This quantity peaks at the lambda point. The lambda point is the superfluid.
Viscosity. Can't be that. Temperature. Density.
Okay, sure. Density.
The capacity of a specific heat system is 10 points. Also, 12. Alright. Before this campaign, the losing force kept the farmer Henry Blocker and boarded the little crossings at Castleman's River, lost several supply wagons at Big Saddle Mountain after fighting an artillery road through 2 areas called the Shades of Death. This campaign is not named for a fort, but was directly caused by the capture of Trent's Fort 1 year earlier. In a subsequent expedition, which a man called the Half King allegedly explained, Thou art not yet dead, my father, before he ate the brain of a namesake slain general, in Jugement de la Claire. Daniel de Beaujeu formulated the winning battle plan that died early in this battle, which is sometimes named for the body of water that was crossed in a failed attempt to reach Fort Duquesne. For 10 points, named this 1755 campaign, often named the British general, who was disastrously defeated during the French and Indian War.
Sullivan. Sullivan.
This is the development of the Euro or Brass campaign. Going back to okay. Correct. Well, the character in this play uses the phrase donkeys with stripes instead of zebras. Characters in this play reminisce about a woman with crooked toes, a gray dress, and soap suds on her brown hands. In this play, the character's motto is truly be cooked, spoiled raw, reads Bible passage from the person hanging out loud after another character falls asleep. A character in this play imagines presenting his mother with a butterfly pot and later pretends to drive her away with stones. While pretending that he's walking through a gate, the character in this play calls the character playing the gate guard a sport cat. The characters in this play spend money intended for a farm on a suit to address their white pen pal.
Blood knot?
Blood knot is correct.
Great work.
Here's your bonus trivia. To the following book, the Moratorian Fragment, the oldest extant listing of books of the New Testament for 10 points each. The Moratorian Fragment does not mention this epistle, which does not name its author, but has traditionally been attributed to Paul. This epistle calls faith the substance of things hoped for and evidence of things not seen.
Yeah. What do you think? Romans. Oh yeah, that's what. Damn, I should have guessed that. I think it's Origin. Origin. Oh, damn. Oh, there's a 0. Yeah, well, we blew it. Or I blew it. Kept running asked. Oh well. Should have gone with my first guess.
The one tradition names its members of this group written on the last 149,000 tales given Noah. Relatedly, there's this group from Tim's. In another story, God tells Adam he would not create anyone else except for this group, which exists before Adam. After their opponent showed up alongside this group, Christians from Natron backed out a curse contest during the event of Rumahala.
What?
During the event of the cloak, God revealed a section of the purification verse that attributes the quality of Isma to them. The hadith of this
Just prophets? Small tele?
No.
Really? It's not the prophet infallibility?
No.
Okay.
What is that? The hadith of the two weighty things that the Muslims will never go astray following the Quran and this group. People with the title of Sayyid belong to this group, which includes Fatima and the 12 Imams. For 10 points, name this group revered in Shia Islam, consisting of the seal of the prophets and his descendants.
Damn.
No, he's
Ahlul
the
Bayt.
Benji of Muhammad.
Ahlul Bayt, yeah.
I'll buy it. Absolutely.
I was going to say descendants.
Shouldn't
until-
well, this month usually
Continuing with pure positivity. Pumping a high Q medium with a continuous wave laser and using full-wave mixing via this effect allows for the generation of this effect's namesake frequency clone. Self-focusing as a consequence of this effect gives rise to a phenomenon in which a light pulse travels without diffraction through a medium, known as filament propagation. A modulator based on this effect.
I'm just saying the Kerr effect.
Kerr effect is correct. Yes! Columbia, your bonus. Answers the questions about the work of gay Abbasid poet Abu Nuwas, although Abu Nuwas was repeatedly locked up by the government of Harun al-Rashid. The two appear as pals in this collection that also includes the tale of the fisherman and the genie and several stories of Hudson Bennett.
Arabian Nights.
That's correct. Abu Nuwas was probably imprisoned for adopting a hedonistic lifestyle in his the Qasida form, which is also used in the Hang poems, and the Alborda is usually translated into English as this type of poetry.
Ode.
Ode is correct. Abu Nuwas may have also invented a kind of riddle called Mu'amma, which has also been attributed to this contemporary of his. This founder of Arabic prosody introduced vowel markings to Arabic through his Kitab al-Ain.
Oh yeah. I'm just gonna say Al-Jahiz. That's not right. Al-Jahiz.
Al-Khalil ibn Ahmad al-Faraki.
What? It's not Abu Hassan al-Ashardi this time?
This time, this. 16. Early in this opera, the violinists are given nearly impossible instruction to retune their instruments. 6 quarter notes to hit a low F. This opera begins with the orchestra, which is often cited as the largest of any repertoried opera, playing a fortissimo broken D minor chord, in which 2 16th notes are followed by a chord sustained over 2 measures. The title character of this opera decides to try to dig up a sacred axe after being inaccurately told that another character has been trampled by horses. A polychord made with E and C-sharp major chords represents the title character of this opera. After a frenzied dance, the title character of this opera falls dead as her sister cries a famous no, Also were to come inside the palace of Mycenae, which at once in this Richard Strauss opera whose title character encourages her brother Orestes to murder their mother, Clytemnestra.
Electra.
Electra is correct. Columbia, your bonus. In an iconic sculpture, this king is depicted pouring a goblet of water on the ground, showing that he no longer considered himself subject to the Burmese lords of the Ulu dynasty. This great ruler of the Ayutthaya kingdom, known as the Black Prince, who was taken hostage as a child by the Burmese king Bayanao, only to return and reclaim his homeland.
Oh, no, it's Toxin the Great? No, it's not him. Nariswan, maybe? Oh, I like that, actually. Nariswan.
Nariswan's correct. The battle between Nariswan and Crown Prince Mingi Swa in 1593, widely known as the Battle of this Animal. Much earlier, the Indian king Porus rode one of these war animals against Alexander the Great in the Battle of the Hydaspes.
Elephanto.
Yes. Elephant is correct. This Thai state was a tributary of Burma during Nariswan's childhood. The possibly forged Kamahine inscription, dated to 1292, is a description of this kingdom, considered the first independent Thai state.
Sukhothai.
Sukhothai is correct for 30 points.
Nice. Thank you.
17. A philosopher from this school was elected Strategos of Tarentum 7 times and formulated a thought experiment asking if you could request your stat through the end of a limited universe. According to Nicomacheus of Gerasa, this school's second leader proposed the anticon, or counter-Earth, to justify the first non-geocentric model of the universe. This school also invented monads. After early members like Archytas, Philolaus, and the female thinker Theano, this school split between ethically orthodox Apus Matikoi and a branch that emerged from the Platonists. This school's founder conducted studies of string tuning, leading him to propose
Pythagorean.
Pythagorean school.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Points and this bonus regarding this piece commissioned by actor Lucien Petrie, the composer who claimed it is coming along, but it is such an unpleasant work. And when each name is work of incidental music, written several years after its composer's overture, page of it on the same play. This incidental music used that overture and also borrowed from the composer's melody for the
Okay, so maybe it isn't. It's not the right impression. Ruslan and Ludmilla.
This is the incidental music in Hamlet by Tchaikovsky. Shakespeare also inspired this orchestral work by Tchaikovsky. After seeing the first version of this overture fantasy, the volunteer wrote to him, "I play often, and I want very much to hug you for it." He's lovely.
Oh yeah, he does have that, yeah. Romeo and Juliet.
That's correct, Romeo and Juliet opens with a somber F-sharp minor theme in the woodwind representing this character. The development and agitated version of this character's theme mixes with represents the family's view.
Maybe Fire
Tybalt.
Mercutio,
Paris.
Tybalt, maybe.
Yeah. Tybalt.
This is Prior Lawrence.
No, not Fire Tuck, that's not right.
Okay, let's go.
2018, one of these archaeological sites contains a building called the Pompeion, where the Pan-Athenaic procession began each year, and was the original site of the Stele of Pegaso sculpted by Callimachus. Italian archaeologists recently discovered one of these sites at the village of Udagran in the Spot Valley, containing Gardic artifacts dated prior to the Gakara culture. At one of these places in Japan, visitors tried to lift the Miroku stone with one hand to test their virtue after they crossed the Ichigo-Hashi Grid. A large one of these sites circles a potter's quarter at the Hiranekos in ancient Athens. The oldest one of them in Europe may be Grosso Baba, and the sacred Oguro on Mount Koya is the largest in Japan. The city of Florence is home to one of them, known as Hanagasana, while a more modern one features Jacob Epstein's Art Deco Sphinx sculpture.
Just a tomb.
No. For Oscar Wilde, for that points to name these kinds of places that include Père Lachaise and Paris.
Cemetery.
Irrelevant protest.
Sure.
You said two. Yeah, it's not
Part of your bonus. Though this was only the equivalent of Galileo, its semantics did not do so. These named this theorem states there are no generals who are expressible with radicals, motivations,
Table Rufini.
Charles Hermite proved in general solutions to such equations using equal functions, which are doubly periodic. The solutions to the coordinated degrees equation can be expressed using the Byers process of these functions.
Elliptic.
Elliptic is correct. This is mathematician who determined that all algebraic equations can be solved using modular functions. And the result came to the even complement of the image of a continuous math circle across two, consisting exactly of independent functions.
Yeah.
Jordan, correct.
Yeah. Jordan.
Well done.
Several populations of these cells are distinguished by their expression of ECA2 when circulating. These cells membrane the bubble to give a veiled appearance. These cells
Dendritic cells.
are correct.
The doctor's fucking in, baby.
Here is your bonus plugin. This woman here at is published attitude to Charlie Chaplin's Modern Times, and a 2019 paper argued for slow science who would keep Elizabeth publishing one paper per year. While psychologists advanced the weak central coherence theory and promote autism explaining the enigma.
What's the namesake author's person? Baroness Cohen.
Taught this British psychologist to develop the extreme male brain theory of autism.
Baron Cohen.
Correct. Baron Cohen's theory of autism relates to his concept of the SP spectrum, with S referring to systemizing, and E, this cognitive faculty that involves the capacity to understand other person's perspective.
Empathy? Oh, yeah.
Empathy.
Empathy is correct. Also, in an essay on display, William Hazlitt remarked that authority, the insolence of power is stronger than the beauty of necessity. A warrior in this display greets his rival by exclaiming that his wrath-heart dances and with nightly dreams where they kiss each other's throats. The woman in this play rejects an invitation to take a line, angers my needs, I suck upon myself. After a character in this play refuses to expose his scars, his downfall is engineered by Brutus and Sicinius. In the first act of this play, Memenius quells public unrest by telling a fable in which the limbs rebel against the devil.
Coriolanus.
Rule of bonus in 1959, a second manifesto for history. Excommunicated insufficiently marks authors like Raymond Queneau and Jacques Prévert. Movement manifesto was written by the author of the magnetic field and opera under
Surrealism.
Correct. Surrealism announced by Andre Breton. Instead, what was in the journal documents edited by this founder of the Society of Model. His transgressive writing includes the pornographic novel The Story of Pi.
Bataille.
Correct. Documents will launch a counterattack against Breton, and an every template made for one of these objects. A surrealistic technique took its name from a sentence about one of these objects that brings to mind.
What is it? It's like a door? Is it a door? I don't know. That's right.
Door.
I didn't.
That is the first game. What is our final score?